It doesn't matter if you're in Ahmedabad or Rajkot, at school or in the office. At some point, you've probably seen someone being picked on, and most of us, we just look away, thinking it's not my problem. But is staying quiet really the right thing to do? Let's dig into that question.
Because here's the tough truth. Silence is pretty much the same as supporting the person doing the harm. When we stay quiet, we're contributing to the victim's isolation and pain. That's something we really can't take lightly.
But that's the big question, isn't it? What are you supposed to do? When you see something like this happening right in front of you, what's your move?
Well, let's look at this through a real story. This is about Daval, a guy who chose not to be a bystander, but to speak up. His courage is a real lesson for all of us. So, in Daval's digital marketing class, there was this quiet kid. A few other students made it a habit to mock him every single day. For his clothes, the way he talked, you name it. It was a daily thing. Now, Daval could have just looked away like everyone else. But he decided that if change was going to happen, it had to start with him. He made a conscious choice to break the silence and put a stop to it. He walked straight up to the bullies and said very firmly, "This isn't a joke. You are insulting him, and this is unacceptable." I mean, just feel the power in those words. No anger, just clarity. And the result? Seeing Daval's courage, other students in the class stood up with him. All of a sudden, the bullies found themselves alone. They realized their mistake and actually apologized. This just proves that the courage of one person can completely change the entire dynamic. Daval's story is so inspiring. So now, let's talk about what you and I can actually do when we find ourselves in that kind of situation. What's our role?
First off, it's important to recognize bullying when you see it. It usually falls into 4 main categories. Verbal, which is using hurtful words. Social, like leaving someone out on purpose. Physical, which involves things like pushing and shoving. And the one we see constantly these days, cyberbullying, which is harassment online.
So when you see any of this happening, here are 4 steps you can take. 1, if it feels safe, intervene right away. 2, stand by the victim. Your support gives them strength. 3, if it's serious, tell an authority figure, a teacher, a manager, someone who can help. And 4, especially for cyberbullying, save the evidence. Take screenshots. All of this really comes down to the power of one no. When you say no to injustice, it has a much bigger impact than you think. Think about it. Every choice has a consequence. If we choose silence, we're unknowingly encouraging the bullying and making the victim feel even more alone. But if we choose to use our voice, we're not just saving one person. We're helping to build a safer environment where courage becomes contagious. The choice seems pretty clear, doesn't it? And always remember this, the person doing the bullying is often insecure and cowardly on the inside. They try to feel powerful by putting others down. Your one firm no can shake their entire hollow foundation. So the most important thing is, don't be afraid. We've heard Daval's story, we've gone over the types of bullying, and we know what to do. Now it's your turn. Here's a thought to keep in mind. History remembers those who stood up for justice. The ones who stayed silent are never remembered. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Tomorrow, when you see someone being mistreated, who will you stand up for?
एक कदम विकसित भारत की ओर।